Good afternoon, everybody. It's Shane Miller here at Junk Removal Authority, and we're going live for the first episode of JRA on the road. I'm up here in Rochester, New York. I've got Russ Berry here with A+ Junk Removal. So this is our first live show on the road. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Shane, and this is Russ. So go ahead, Russ. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've got going on here in the background, and tell us a little bit more about your company.
So the name of the company is A+ Junk Removal. We've been in business since September of 2018, so it's only been about 9 months. This job actually is one that we got off of Google Ads. It is a 6-acre clean out. It's a barn up here. There's another barn that's all the way in the back. There's a whole lot of stuff here. I've got, I think, 10 guys here, tractors and bobcats and all types of stuff. So it should be a fun week here for us. So.
All right, so normally you've got 2 trucks on the road. Okay, so when you get a $10,000 job like this, how are you making that work with 2 trucks and a small crew?
So right now what we're doing is we are rotating the trucks. One will fill, it'll drive off, we'll fill the other one, and we'll just keep moving them around until tomorrow. Tomorrow we're actually having 30-yarder dumped off here. We couldn't get them today because of the holiday over the weekend. They weren't able to get them out today, so they got one coming in the morning, and then one coming in the afternoon. They'll pick it up and they'll just keep rotating them out, as we need them. We'll probably go through 10, 30 yards, maybe 8.
All right, we got some ruckus in the background, but I saw Good Karma said, hey there, say Good Karma. If you guys have any questions, we got Junk Guys Tucson.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going? So if you guys have any questions about Russ or JRA, go ahead and ask us, and we'll try to answer them as they pop up here on the screen.
We're in the middle of nowhere, so we'll try to read them.
Hey Blake.
What's up, Blake?
We'll see you next week or in 2 weeks. So yeah, JRA on the road. So we're gonna be doing this more often. If you guys want to see us in your market, just give us a call and let us know, and we'll head up there. So other than this job, you've been up here in Rochester. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've seen in this market?
Honestly, it's been pretty easy for us moving forward. My biggest challenge is going to be trying to staff the crew as fast as we're growing. We're growing pretty quick. That wasn't something that we ever anticipated doing this. So for me, the biggest challenge is going to be just getting everybody up here and more trucks and trying to manage it, get off the truck and all of that stuff. So that's kind of the biggest obstacle for me right now is time management. I own another company, so going between my gutter cleaning company and this is very, very challenging.
All right. It's getting pretty loud here, but how about competition? So there's going to be some competition coming up. How are you preparing? We got Alex that wants to know how long you've been operating for.
Well, I've had the junk removal company for about 9 months now. I've had my gutter cleaning company for 18 years. So I have a little bit of experience in business and stuff like that. But for this, actually, I've only been doing it for 9 months. Right now, my main competition is Got Junk. They're the only ones really here now. Junk King just got here, but basically I'm just going to outspend them. I'm going to spend as much money as I have to on Google Ads and advertising and answering the phone and getting to people as fast as I can.
All right, so Alex is commenting 2 trucks in 9 months. Nice. So that is a great accomplishment. It takes some people years to do that. What is attributing you to getting 2 trucks in 9 months? Because that's a big accomplishment.
Probably the fact that I'm not afraid to advertise. I will spend money on advertising. Google Ads is huge for us. JRA actually manages it for us. They do a great job. This job actually is from Google Ads. They managed the campaign. They called me. It'll probably be close to $13,000, $14,000 by the time we're done, which will pay for my entire Google Ad campaign for the rest of the year. So everything after this is free. And that's the way I like it, so I don't have to worry about it. So.
Yeah, so Russ is saying that one job will pay for his ads for the entire year, but there have been slow times. So you have had some things like in 1 month, okay, maybe it's a break even, maybe it's a little bit return on investment, but you kept going, you kept advertising, and you kept at it. How long have you been doing ads? Have you been doing ads the entire 9 months?
We started ads in end of November last year.
Okay.
And you guys have been managing it since the end of November.
Okay, so we took over ads shortly after, and Russ has been doing great out here, getting these larger jobs, but he told me really early on, he wasn't concerned about the immediate return on investment, and maybe he's gonna make a little bit of money, make a little bit of profit, but he knows the long-term investment are gonna bring huge demolition jobs like we have here. And it's gonna be really important to him in the future when we look at the competition coming in the market. So we know Junk King is coming here. We know we got 1-800-GOT-JUNK, and you got to stay number one on advertising to make sure that you stay ahead of those guys and beat those guys.
Yep, 100%.
All right, so
if you're not doing Google ads or you're not advertising, you're not going to get to where we're at. I mean, I'm not afraid to spend money. The easiest thing I can tell you is don't be afraid to spend money.
all right.
I know a lot of you guys are scared of it. Don't do it. You're good.
So what else are you on other than Google Ads? How do people find you? What else? What other platforms are you on?
So we have our website. We also are on Home Advisor. I've since shut that down pretty much. I really don't do much on Home Advisor anymore. We're just too busy with other stuff. Craigslist, we do maybe 2-3 times a month. We'll post on there every other week. And then we have our gutter cleaning customers. Every one of our gutter cleaning customers gets a flyer for junk removal. So it gives them 15% off any job that they want to do. And we have 2,300 gutter cleaning customers. So it's really an easy way to market to this because they already know us.
Okay,
so it's worked out well.
Cross promoting your business is
Yep.
big. So Russ already
Yep.
he already owns a business. He's cross promoting with 2,300 happy customers he already
Yep.
has with the gutter clean business, which is fantastic. That's a great way,
Yeah.
get in front of 2,300 people.
Yep.
So you're doing that. Anything on Facebook? Any other advertising?
We've done Facebook boosts, but I don't see much return from Facebook. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I probably am, but I'm not very good at it. They're probably going to be taking that over too soon, so we'll see.
But as it stands right now, the less jobs. Like right now, you're pretty packed.
Yeah, we're booked all the way through the end of the week. I mean, we've got another 10 trucks, 9 trucks after this job. This will take me to Wednesday, so this will probably be $14,000-15,000 a week. So it's huge. We're pretty stoked.
Has Junk Guys Tucson, has Google Ads ever had a month where where the ad spend has exceeded? No.
Never.
So, and that's what we see across the board. So JRA manages close to 60 Google Ads accounts, and almost every single one of them, I would say every single one of them sees a return on investment. So you are going to make back the money, but the question is, when you bite off a job like this, if let's say you just 4 or 5 times your investment, let's say you invest $2,500 and you get $10,000 in return, and you're waiting for that one job to make it really worthwhile, is that worth it? So most ads, you see a really good return on investment. And we got another comment from Dana, got to cross advertising works for me. Yep, that's a great point. Cross advertising is awesome.
Yeah, if you got something else that you're doing, this is an easy add-on. They already like you. You just, hey, listen, here's a flyer or something, remind them, and some sort of small discount will help you out too.
Yeah, absolutely. So a big question for me when I came out here is, you've got ads still running because you don't want to miss those customers that could be a potential long-term customer. You've got competition in the market. Russ's immediate thing is, maybe he wants to turn off ads, and here at JRA, I guess I always give you pushback. No, we shouldn't turn off your ads because you could miss a long-term customer. How are you going to handle this job where all your trucks are here and then the people that call?
We're going to work late nights. That's pretty much what we're doing. I mean, right now we're going to be here for 3 days straight, but I still have all my other trucks, and we'll leave here. Sorry, I got bugs crawling in my mouth. We'll leave here probably after 5 o'clock, and we'll go do other jobs that we got to do. We'll probably work till 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. I won't see my family or wife very much, but she'll like that for a little bit.
Yeah,
she'll start harping on me soon.
And that's really tough. It's like usually initial aspect is, okay, I got this big job. Let me save $100 in ad spend or a couple $100 in ad spend, and let me turn off my advertising for the week while I've got my whole crew out here with the Bobcat and all my trucks out here. But that potentially this one big job can hurt you in the long run if you turn off your entire advertising.
Right.
Because while you're trying to keep up, there's people that, like I said, can use you long term that could really benefit from your services. You don't want to miss out on those jobs just because you got a big demo job. I know it's tough, but
right.
you gotta take care of business. And we're gonna be posting a video later on, as I'm sure Russ is as well, about how large this job is. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but this job is huge. There are, it's 6 acres of land here with debris scattered everywhere. Russ originally said 3 days, but I think
3 days is a joke. We found, we did the building, there's a 2-story barn back here, and the whole upstairs of the barn, we didn't see it when we did the job, when we looked at it, and it's all gonna be emptied out. There's over 100 tires, 150 tires, and they're not little car tires, they're tractor trailer tires, so there's a lot to do here, so.
And so you come up here on site, you got this job, you got the phone call. hey, this isn't your typical job. Hey, I have a sofa.
Yeah.
When you came out here, how'd you get this done? How'd you quote it? How'd you estimate it? How'd you like?
How do we work it?
Yeah.
So basically, when I sat down with him, he walked me through the whole property. He said, I need all this stuff. Obviously, he showed it. He was like, what's it going to cost? And I said, look, I can't give you that number because there's stuff buried in here that we're not going to be able to see. There's things that we don't know what's coming up. So we did this one a little differently than we do some of the other jobs. We bid this as labor only, and he is paying 100% of the dump costs. So I don't have to pay the dump fees. So he's going to pay those, and then we bid it at $45 an hour per person. So we're assuming that we're going to take probably close to 200 to 250 hours to do this, man hours. So we just multiply by 45, and that's it.
And how did you deal with staffing? So obviously with your normal crew, it's tough, and you've already got one truck looks like it's about to take off here, but obviously you need a big crew here.
Yeah.
How were you able to handle that?
So last night I was trying to figure out how we're going to do this, and I have my gutter cleaning crew, which they are so buried right now, but I was like, sorry, you're off. They're here. So I got 4 guys from my gutter cleaning crew. I've got my sister-in-law here. I got my daughter. I got her friend. They're out of school, so they wanted to work, so they're helping. I brought my brother-in-law up. He's got a Bobcat. He's got a tractor, and so we're doing that. We're just making it happen. You know, I almost put a Facebook post up and was like, "Hey, anybody want to come to work? You're welcome to work." So that's the challenging part with things like this, because I still have other things that I have to do. I still have 30 gutter cleans that we're supposed to do today, and I got to push them back and move things around.
And his phone, I think since I've been here, he's missed about 30 phone calls. So
as of right now, I think I have 38 voicemails.
So
and 26 text messages.
Yep, he's on this job, and he's got customers. A lot of those are gutter cleaning.
Yeah, most of them are gutter cleaning. Yeah.
There's a few junk removal scattered in there.
Much.
Labor ready. Dana said labor ready.
Yeah, labor ready is great, but they charge you a whole lot of money. They charge about $22 to $23 an hour up here for labor ready. They do cover all the insurances and everything, but you know, I'm not going to charge 45 and give them half, so we'll do it. We do it with my other guys.
All right, and looks like we got a lot of people joining here. So sure. If you guys are just joining in, I'm up here in Rochester, New York. This is our first episode of JRA Live on the road. We're going to be in Florida later this week, and we're going to be all over Florida. If you guys want us to come by you and visit and do a live show, let us know, and we'll kind of go over exactly what's going over with Russ, show you your challenges, your successes. If you're on a job site, if you guys have any questions for me or Russ, go ahead and ask. It'll pop up here for a second, so we'll try to look at them as quickly as possible. So
yeah, it's hard to see, so we got to kind of get close. I got glasses. I still can't read that.
All right, and so we're in upstate New York. Okay, so weather. You guys get a lot of snow and bad. So what are you going to do during the winter time? Are you going to shut off the advertising and kind of just?
Nope, absolutely not. I will not shut off advertising at all, because if I don't, the only reason that we got busy in January and February this year is because of Google Ads and Home Advisor. That was pretty much it. We picked up a commercial client that we clean out all their trailer parks. They rent them out, and we clean up all those. We've done like 7-8 jobs for them. We've picked up multiple commercial customers using Google Ads and everything else. So it's worked out great. But I'll probably spend more actually in the wintertime than I will right now.
And does the snow affect you guys at all? Does it get pretty heavy up here?
Yeah, we actually, there's videos of us on our Facebook page. We were out in 40-mile-an-hour winds and 6 inches of snow, and we still worked, and we still removed everything. And it's one of the things that I believe in is if you're going to do something, do it 100%. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah.
So.
And I think this job, he was telling me earlier that he's going to continue this job when it gets colder out, because for those of you that can't see, it's really hard to see, but there's a lot of growth here, like trees and stuff like that. And as you go back in the woods here, there's just debris everywhere. Junk Guys Tucson. He said, "Do you recommend Home Advisor?"
I do. I like it. It's a necessity. It's one of those things that sucks, but you got to do it. You will get big jobs off it, but just be prepared to have a lot of small jobs. And their lead system really isn't the best. I've had people ask me to mow lawns, clean out basements and cobwebs off of there. And Home Advisor's kind of doesn't like to give you credit, so you really got to fight with them on that. I've actually shut it off because we've been so busy, but once it slows down, I'll go back to it. We'll go back to using it.
So Pro Guys asked a question: how do you charge for the Bobcat rental?
So that's my brother-in-law, so that's actually good. But what he's doing is we're doing, I believe it's $100 an hour for him and the equipment to be used and operated. And you don't see it, but I actually have a Bobcat and I have a tractor which has a rake and a front end to it too. So we actually have two of them here. You know, you could go rent them a little bit cheaper, but I don't know how to work one, so I'd rather just pay someone that knows what they're doing, because the last thing I want to do is drive a Bobcat through someone's house.
And you guys can't see it now. He's got the one truck back here in the background that's full. He's got his other truck up that they're rotating out to the dump and stuff like that. So we'll talk about buying the truck.
Yeah.
I would assume that it's a stressful, like, okay, we've only been in business 6 months. Should we invest $60,000 plus in a new truck? I mean, that's a big one.
Yeah.
How did you work that through your head? How did you mentally say, yes, I'm going to move forward with this new truck?
So I don't look at today. I look at 5 years from now. I'm not looking to have work today. I'm looking to have work forever. And one of the things that I knew is that we do work for a flipper in Rochester. He's one of the biggest flippers, and he rents dumpsters every single week. So I knew that even if I didn't have it, I would rent it to him and use it. I have bought $80,000 worth of trucks since September. I bought, my first truck was $22,000. My other one was $58,000.
So you had a used, his first truck was a 1-800-GOT-JUNK truck.
Yep, it's a used truck. We paid $22,000 for that. And then I asked my wife, I said, I think I'm gonna need another truck because it's starting to pick up. With it having 200,000 miles on it, I really didn't want to have it go down, because if it goes down, especially on a job like this, I'm out thousands of dollars. And I didn't want to buy another used truck because I just don't want the hassles. So I said, I'm buying one, and if I'm gonna buy one, I'm looking for long term. I want something that's gonna last 10 years. These things are bulletproof. The Isuzu NPRs are absolutely outstanding. So,
and they work well out here in the cold weather and the hot.
Yeah. They're a little hard to drive in the snow, but if you're not from the snow and you get snow and you're trying to drive one, be careful. We're used to it, so we can get around them pretty good. But yeah, so I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. My wife was like, no, please don't. And as soon as she said that, I said, I'm buying it, because every time she says don't do it, it turns into gold. So. Yeah, so my other truck is here. I've had it for 2 weeks. It's parked around the corner, waiting to come back here, but it's not even lettered, nothing. So it's worked every day since I've had it. So
I mean, it's got to be it's got to be scary, exciting, all those emotions. I mean, 2019. I mean, that's a big.
It scares the crap out of me. It scares the crap out of me, and you know, it's one of those things like the payment's $1,000 a month, and then do you advertise? Well, if you don't advertise, you're not going to be able to afford the payment, and if you don't advertise, you won't need a truck. So it all comes down to just advertising. That's the way I see it.
So instead of buying a used one, because if those Isuzus can go down, and then you can miss out on pretty big jobs or scheduling, and then it becomes a logistical nightmare. So we'll show his new truck later on here. I mean, he's got some pictures. If you want to see his truck, his new. I don't think you have pictures that you posted yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Graphics.
It's not. The graphics aren't on it, but that'll be probably next week if it stops working. Which I don't even care if it doesn't get wrapped, because that means it's making money, and I'm all right with that. So it's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even have, for those of you that are joining us, he doesn't even have time to wrap this thing.
Nope. Nothing.
Junk Guy said, hell yeah, we want to check it out. Yeah, it's a nice truck. I took a peek in. I mean, I actually saw it. I had never been to Rochester before. I've never been out here in upstate New York. I saw it on the road. I was like, is that your truck?
yeah, that was it. So that's what we're doing. But who's that?
Junk Jack.
Oh, hey, says, what's up, JB? How are you?
Junk Guys.
What questions?
Does anyone have any questions here? We've been on the air for about 20 minutes here. We're gonna probably wrap up here in a little bit. For those that are joining us or are chimed in, we're up here in Rochester with Russ from A+ Junk Removal. He's on a large demolition job. It's about 6 acres, and probably gonna be between 10,000 and 14,000.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Or somewhere around there. I mean, there's debris scattered everywhere, so it's real tough. This job was definitely harder to estimate with debris scattered everywhere. It's real tough to get a good estimate. Do you recommend Yelp paid ads?
If this was my live YouTube channel, I would have different words for Yelp, but no. I would never use Yelp, ever. So it's not big up here. It's huge in California. It's big in other parts of the country. For us, it's worthless. It literally is worthless. I mean, I can pull up my business thing if you really want, and I think I've gotten 9 views out of it.
So every market is different, and I definitely agree with Russ. So in California, Yelp is huge, man.
Yeah, it's
Those
the biggest
guys,
thing.
their phones will ring off the hook every day. Blake, are you willing to share your daily budget spend for Google?
$75 to $80 a day. I spend $1,500 a month or more on Google Ads plus the management fee. I'm about 20. I think what was last month, like $1,900 we spent, something like that.
Every
And
day I ask them for more.
Yeah, he does. He's like, you should do more, and I'm like, fuck, I'm busy enough, man.
So that's another thing with JRA. We really give. We don't just try to get you to spend more money or do this. We give you a reason. And there's times I've pushed back. So you want to do something, and I was like, no, we should not do this. And Joker Jack Flash.
What's
Jerry,
the?
it's for
That's a
minor-
question for Shane.
Oh, ads fee are $7.50 a month, and then whatever you spend to Google. The software taking Yelp reviews and they charge us sucks.
Yeah, no, I agree. I will not use Yelp. I absolutely hate them. My gutter cleaning company has like 18 reviews and only 6 show. The other ones don't, and I just refuse to use them. I think Yelp is terrible. It's awful.
Yeah, like we had said, California is really big with Yelp, but you know, in the Raleigh market where we are, where JRA is headquartered with Junk Doctors, we get leads on Yelp, but it's very seldom. With the clients that we work with in California, their phones ring off the hook every day with Yelp jobs, and that's because Yelp is based out of California. It's a very West Coast service, so I don't think it's as popular here on the East Coast. How about SEO work?
None. I don't do any SEO work. I have never done SEO work. I've actually was talking to Shane earlier about it. Like, I don't even know what it is. Like, I don't even know why you do it, what it is. He's the guy to ask for that. I clean gutters and pick up junk.
So it was very interesting. We were driving around, and you know, there's competition coming into this market, which competition can be a good thing. So I mean, markets are large, and obviously competition can scare you, but also, you know, when you're not a franchise, competition can be a good thing because you're getting a local service, the money stays in the community. But when I was on Google, there's not that many companies up here. You know, Russ ranks really well. He's never done a lot with SEO, but that's because he's in a market that isn't saturated. Where if we go into Chicago, Atlanta, Miami, if you go into a market with, you know, 40 different junk removal companies, then he might know a thing or two about SEO. But he's very lucky, and he's in a market where you don't, you know, need to invest a lot of money, or just you do the initial SEO work, and you're going to rank just because the market's not oversaturated. He also ranks really, really well in Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah,
ironically, because, you know, Google's really good at those algorithms, so he gets a lot of calls all the time. For totally the wrong area.
Can you pick up a bag store in Minnesota? I'm like, yeah, $1,500.
Duncan Jack Flash says Long Island is oversaturated. Yep, and I can imagine your disposal fees are through the roof.
Yep.
So what are your disposal fees out here, and what do you guys pay to dump?
So we pay $55. We have two dumps. Depending on where we are, we'll go to one. One was $65 a ton, no minimum. The other one is $55 a ton, no minimum. And we'll dump at one of those two. We also have a landfill up here we have 2 of them actually from Waste Management. We can go there if we want to, but they're really expensive. We also have another transfer station, which is $98 a ton with a 2-ton minimum, and we've never used it because I've never spent $200 to dump a truck ever. So, and one tip that I'll give you guys too, it kind of worked for me. When I first started, I went to the landfills. I didn't know where transfer station was. I didn't know where anything was. Find your garbage guys and ask them, where do you dump this stuff? And they'll tell you.
Duncan Jack Flash, $150 a ton.
Holy shit. Sorry. Holy crap. There's no way. Yeah, you got to be $1,000 a truck to do that. Holy crap.
I think they are.
Oh
I
my
think
God,
the
that's
Long
ridiculous.
Island guys are.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But what we did is we went to the landfill, and then I started asking the garbage trucks. I'm like, Waste Management's the best ones to ask because there's so many trucks, they have to find different places to dump. And they told me about the other one. So I went over there. It was $65 a ton with a 1-ton minimum. I signed up and got a credit account with them. They eliminated the minimum, which is huge because if you're only jumping half a truck, you're spending $65. If you have an account, you can get away with it for like $20, $25. So then we went to another one that the city of Rochester runs, the county runs, and that was run by a Canadian company called Cascades Recovery. They're in Buffalo, Canada, and a couple different places, but they're $55 a ton. So. And there's no minimums. So just search around. You can really save a lot of money when it comes to dump fees if you just try, you know, hey, I'm dumping over here. This is what they pay me. Will you match it or do a little bit better? And they usually want your business, so they'll work with you a little bit.
Yeah, but I guess you're kind of lucky with some of these guys in New York are commenting.
Yeah.
The dump fees aren't astronomical here, but
No.
you know, obviously not being a franchise, he could do whatever
Right.
he want. We were talking earlier, and I think Buffalo is about an hour
west.
and
Yep.
then an hour east is
Syracuse.
Syracuse. So you've got two major cities. So what happens? So let's say you get a call in that area. It's an hour. You don't really want to drive that far. You're not in Rochester. It's not your. How do you deal with those calls that are an hour away?
So if someone calls me and says, hey, listen, I have a pickup, do you service this area? My very first question is, what is it that you need us to pick up? Because if you're going to call me to Buffalo to pick up a washer, literally this happened last week. It was a washer, dryer, and a refrigerator. And I said, I'm not coming out there. If you want me to come out there, you're not going to want to pay the price because I have to charge you more just because of the drive time. With that being said, there are commercial clients that we will drive 50 miles for. We do them for gas stations with garbage cans that are overfilled and they won't pick them up. And we've had to go out there and we charge them $275 to go it. We're there 10 minutes and they have no problem paying it because they can't get anybody else to do it. So I will go to Buffalo or I will go to Syracuse. I'll drive an hour and a half one way. I don't care as long as it's worth it. I'm not going to drive for, a sofa pickup or something like that because there's no money to be made in it. But if it is, an estate clean out or a 6-acre clean out, this job is actually 47 minutes from my house. So we're here doing it and we'll go wherever the money goes. So
I think I saw a comment. Pro Dumpsters is at $26 a ton, and I think I saw Montgomery County, 40. Montgomery County, I believe that's in Georgia, is $40 a ton. But Orlando, you got it made. If you ran ads, you could definitely make it profitable.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money if your dump fees are that low.
And for those guys that are thinking about running ads, I know we're hopping around a little bit. We're getting bit by mosquitoes, and it's kind of hot here in the sun. But when you run Google Ads, you can raise your prices because it goes to who's ever marketing the best. So if you're going to start advertising on Google Ads, your prices can't be the same as the people that don't because you need to pay for that advertising. But those number one spots in Google are prime. You could raise your rates. I just had this conversation with a new customer the other day. He's going to raise his rates to pay for that advertising because his prices were more set for the Craigslist customers. But when you get into the Google customers, they're going to expect a uniformed shirt, like what Russ has, uniform trucks. They want you to have insurance, and they're willing to pay a premium for that service. They don't want somebody off of Craigslist who they don't know, who's probably not insured, that's going to show up with some guy in the pickup. So, there are multiple types of customers. So for those Craigslist customers, there's one type. For the Google customers, you could always raise your rates for those Google customers. Obviously, you're charging Craigslist and Google customers the same, but theoretically, if you weren't on Craigslist, you could raise your rates, to satisfy the ad spend. So you don't end up losing money. Don't think you're going to spend $2,000 on advertising or $3,000 a month on advertising and keep your prices the same. You need to look at your market, see if you can be competitive, but you could pay more. You could raise your rates, 10 or 15%, to pay for that advertising.
Yeah, we learned a long time ago when we started Google Ads, we were on Craigslist and Home Advisor. There is a giant difference between people willing to spend money on Craigslist and Google Ads. Craigslist is going to be for people who are cheap. They don't want to spend a lot of money. They're trying to get it done for $50. They're going to be the ones that call up and say, hey, listen, can you pick up my stuff for free? I got scrap metal. Will you come pick it up for free? Google is a completely different type of customer base. Most people, the people that are going to get to Google, they're going to call quick. They're impatient. They want it done now. They need to get it done for whatever reason. Real estate agents will go there because they have to do a walkthrough. It's got to be done today. It's got to be done today or tomorrow. That Craigslist, it's not the Craigslist customer. Home Advisor is another one. They're more cheap end, single item pickups, things like that. Google is going to be where you get your commercial clients. They're going to be where you get big jobs like this. This guy's a real estate developer, and so we'll probably end up doing more work for him off of this ad or off of this job. And it all came from Google Ads.
And so, what you talk about the same day stuff, the realtor. What percentage how important is it to do same day?
It's extremely important.
And what percentage of your business is same day?
I would say probably less than 10%.
Less than 10%.
But less than 10%. I mean, we don't do a lot of same day service, but I will. It really just depends on what they need and if I can get it in. I mean, I've done same day pickups at 7:00 at night for a real estate agent, and I really try to market to real estate agents because real estate agents are your salespeople. If someone is selling a house, they're going to listen to whatever the real estate agent says. They're not going to go and try to get a cheaper price. So if the real estate agent says, use this guy, they're going to use you. And they don't care what the price is because the real estate agent said, use this guy. And the only way that you're going to get the real estate agents is if you go above and beyond for them. Now, remember, you're trying to sell to 100 people. they sell to hundreds of people in their office. They recommend them to other people. Real estate agents, for me, I think are one of the biggest markets in the world because they have to clean the houses out to sell them. They do final walkthroughs that people don't want the stuff. You have to be on call. And if you make them your importance, you will do very, very well, especially with real estate.
Yep. Absolutely.
And a lot of the real estate agents know people who flip houses, people who rent houses, the tenant evictions. There's a lot more that comes from real estate agents than anything. And it's real easy to, if they can sell for you, they're free salespeople.
So Pro Dumpster said, I have noticed Home Advisor and Google Ads are the key to, it went away for a second. Can you send that comment again? And Blake wants to know, how are you finding these realtors?
So realtors actually found me. It helps me because I've done for real estate investors for my gutter cleaning company. So they'll call us and we always tell them when they're on the phone. One of the things that I tell people on a gutter cleaning company is like, hey, listen, I'm really sorry. It's hard for me to hear. We own a junk removal company and I'm out in the middle of a field or wherever I'm at. And so it drops a little thing in their ear like, hey, we have another service. And I've had a lot of people like, oh my God, that's great. We're definitely going to use you. So.
Dana says 95% of his workload is from property management.
Yep. Property management is great. Don't do property preservation. Those guys are dirt cheap. Don't go down that road. The HUD home clean outs and everything like that, they're a nightmare. And half the houses aren't safe to be in anyway. So.
All right. Any final questions before we wrap up? There was one more. It went away before.
Oh yeah.
It went too fast.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. I mean, we're 20 feet away from this thing. You can't, we need a teleprompter or something over here.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap up here. For those, that have piped in here, I'm with Russ Berry out here in Rochester, New York, and this is A+ Junk Removal. We're on a $10,000 to $14,000 junk removal job that Russ got from Google Ads. He's been a great customer of JRA for almost 7 months. So
yep, 7 months now.
We love the business and love working with him. He's referred a lot of people, and we appreciate the business. And thanks for being on first episode.
No problem. I appreciate it.
Yep, thanks. And for those that want us to come out to their market, JRA on the road, we're going to be live in Florida next week. We're going to be, or later this week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be meeting with a bunch of Pro Dumpster says, Russ, have fun.
Yeah, oh yeah, can't wait. Yeah, this is fun.
He's gonna have some more gray hair by the time this job is done here. But thanks for tuning in for the first episode of JRA live on the road, and we'll get you guys later. See you later, Jumpin'
Best of luck,
Jack
everyone.
Flash.